Robin Henning, and welcome to another Exchange Life Nugget of Truth. Have you ever been cranky at God? I mean, so cranky that you might even think that He's mean and unfair? Has it gotten so bad that you've started to doubt whether He even exists at all? Crankiness at God is usually due to circumstances that haven't gone the way we wanted them to. And so, like petulant little children, we throw a spiritual temper tantrum and accuse God of not loving us anymore. Beloved, Satan wants us to view God through the lens of our circumstances. If everything's going the way we want, then God loves us. If things aren't going our way, then He hates us. It's easy to see the immaturity in that mindset when a child's having a fit. But how about when we do it as adults with God? God, why didn't you let me get that job? God, why didn't you stop me from? Pick a choice. I've walked with a number of saints who've made fleshly decisions that have led to long-term, severe consequences. And Satan is always right there to accuse God to us for our choices. And beloved, God is our loving Father. Therefore, He disciplines us for our good. The real question that we need to ask is, why aren't we owning up to our choices and accepting the consequences? Just like Adam and Eve, we're really quick to shift the blame to God. God, the woman you made. God, the serpent you made. It's not our fault, it's your fault. Here's what I suggest. If you're struggling with crankiness at God, go look yourself in the mirror. Accept the responsibility for your choices. Own up to it. Accept the reality that your sins are 100% paid for in full by the blood of the Lamb, and then thank God for that. And then acknowledge your total dependence on Jesus to endure the consequences. Then I encourage you to fall on your knees and confess to God that you've been cranky toward Him. And just like a child who's thrown a tantrum, who storms off, needs to come back to their parents and say, I'm sorry. We need to go to God and say, I'm sorry, forgive me, and have our fellowship with Him restored. Our relationship is intact, but our fellowship needs restoration. And then we need to make moment-by-moment choices then to totally depend upon Him, to do all things through us, and to glorify His name in and through us. Beloved, there is never a moment that God doesn't love us. He is always working in our best interest. That's the essence of agape. And so this means He will discipline us for our fleshly choices, to teach us, don't do that, you're going to hurt yourself. To teach us to walk after the Spirit instead of the flesh. As the writer of Hebrews sums it up, he says, all discipline at the moment seems not to be joyful, but rather sorrowful. Yet, to those who've been trained by it, those who've learned from it, afterwards, it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness. Now that's some incentive, isn't it? As we allow God to discipline us and train us, we're going to experience the fruit of peace and the fruit of His righteousness at work in our lives. So, beloved, if you're undergoing God's discipline, accept it, learn from it, and be encouraged. It's proof that He loves you. I hope this encourages you, and I hope that you'll have a blessed week in Jesus.